What you listening to, son?
Oh, no, 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 no. That's not what I wanted you to do. You fuck.
Politico published an article today that is absolutely chilling because it demonstrates that Donald Trump isn't the only threat within the Republican Party to democracy. Most of them have taken on the mantle of trying to directly attack our democracy. And the way that they're doing it is absolutely systemic, it's savvy, and the scary part is that this could actually work. So Politico explains video recordings of Republican Party operatives meeting with grassroots activists provide an inside look at a multi-pronged strategy to target and potentially overturn votes in Democratic precincts, install trained recruits as regular poll workers, and put them in direct contact with party attorneys. The plan, as outlined by a Republican National Committee staffer in Michigan, includes utilizing rules designed to provide political balance among poll workers to install party-trained volunteers prepared to challenge voters at Democratic majority polling places, developing a website to connect those workers to local lawyers, and establishing a network of party-friendly district attorneys who could intervene to block vote counts at certain precincts. Being a poll worker, you just have so many more rights and things you can do to stop something than as a poll challenger, said Matthew Seyfried, the RNC's election integrity director from Michigan, stressing the importance of obtaining official designations as poll workers in a meeting with GOP activists in Wayne County last November 6th. It is one of a series of recordings of GOP meetings between summer of 2021 and May of this year obtained by Politico. Backing up those frontline workers, it's going to be an army, Seyfried promised at an October 5th training session. We're going to have more lawyers than we've ever recruited because, let's be honest, that's where it's going to be fought, right?
It really just kind of goes to show, doesn't it? Truth does not need permission. It does not need approval. It does not need even your belief in it, because the truth needs no defense. The truth is what it is. With that being said, it kind of goes to show where they are. You know what I mean? They kind of said the quiet part out loud, if you think about it. Like,
how, let's be honest, that's where it's going to be fought, right?
Yeah, we're going to have more lawyers than we've ever recruited. Why do you need lawyers? Because let's be honest, that's where it's going to be fought, right? Why do you need the court to win? They're admitting that they need a cheat code because of the reputation that they have brought upon themselves. I've pointed out too that like some of the language that we need to start using against the Republican Party are things like they are not America first, they're America last. They are anti-America, they are anti-patriotism. And we also need to, in response to this, oh, why do you need lawyers to win an election? What, you can't just earn people's votes and just win like a gentleman? You can't just have good sportsmanship? Why do you need a handout? I thought you were the party that was against participation trophies. Why do you have to force a victory? Like, we need to start pushing this type of shit out there. We need to use their own language against them. America's fucked, seen from a European point of view. Like, what the fuck are you guys gonna do? That's a good question. Us leftists know exactly what needs to be done. But Democrats, our liberals, and to the rest of you, our conservatives, and our conservatives being fascists, you all know that for some reason Americans are too dumb and too blindly loyal and too stupid, thanks to our bullshit education system, to see it. The Fourth Reich is here. It's not coming. It is here. It's right now. It has happened. The Fourth Reich has come. And so we need to battle that. But the Democrats aren't going to say that shit. And if some do, and it's only going to be some, if some do, they're going to get fucking dragged through the mud by the Democratic establishment as not having enough decorum or some shit. Yeah, the Republican Party is crumbling faster than that wall they want to build. Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too, is that, like, let's not pretend that there isn't also rightoid infighting. You know, I mean, for fuck's sake, like, some of them have attacked Nick Fuentes and shit. So I don't know. Let's hope that they fuck themselves over before anything becomes solid.
They look at 2020 and they view that as a learning experience. So what they're doing currently is they're sharpening their blade, and they're planning on sticking it right through the heart of democracy. Now you might think, well, what's the big deal? Currently, they're really targeting Michigan as the main swing state. On top of that, you know, poll workers. What's the harm in that, right? Well, the harm is that they're specifically being trained to cause a disruption that might lead to these elections not being certified. And if they see someone who they don't want to vote or who they think looks suspicious, then they have access now to lawyers from the Republican Party, to perhaps a friendly district attorney. So there's a lot of ways that they can use this in their advantage. So they know that Trump couldn't steal the election in 2020 because the courts wouldn't let him. But they've changed that, or they're in the process of changing that. They're in the process of building a national infrastructure to quite literally steal elections if they don't go their way. Now, the article goes on to explain specifically how they're going to use this to potentially steal elections. Separately, Politico obtained Zoom tapings of Tim Griffin, legal counsel to the Amistad Project, a self-described election integrity group that Donald Trump's former lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, once portrayed as a partner in the Trump campaign's legal efforts to overturn the 2020 election, meeting with activists from multiple states and discussing plans for identifying friendly district attorneys who could stage real-time interventions in local election disputes. This is completely unprecedented in the history of American elections that a political party would be working at this granular level to put a network together, said Nick Penniman, founder and CEO of Issue One, an election watchdog group. It looks like now the Trump forces are going directly after the legal system itself, and that should concern everyone.
I will say, though, that does kind of sound on the surface entirely bad, but there's a little sprinkle of good news in that. It shows how fucking scared they are. They're scared. They're scared. They know deep down that if they don't, from the most fundamental level, fuck with shit, that they're never gonna win. Ever again. Again, because of the reputation they have brought upon themselves through their own rhetoric and their own actions alone. They know that they fucked up, but the grift can never stop, so they have to keep going in order to obtain as much power as possible, and that includes being anti-democratic in this manner. They're scared. Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't even win her own primary. Wait, what? Wait, no, hold on, wait, what? Wait, what? No. Why? Dude, I don't care if, like, another Republican replaced Marjorie Taylor Greene. Just get her out of there. Holy fuck. No! May 24th. Easily won a crowded Republican primary in Georgia on Tuesday. God damn it! Fuck! Are you serious? We turned Georgia blue and she's still are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? This dumb cunt seriously won her are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It even says in this fucking article that she was with Holocaust-denying white supremacist Nick Fuentes. Are you fucking kidding me? Greene will likely be running against Democrat Marcus Flowers in the general election. Dude, Okay, listen. Fucking Georgia. I don't care how milquetoast this motherfucker is. Get this bitch the fuck out of there. Army veteran, patriot, Democrat, whatever. He's probably useless, but get that fucking bitch out of there. Get her out of there, dude. Holy fuck. She won her fucking primary? Dude, she cannot be allowed. She cannot be allowed to continue. No. Issues. What are your issues? What are you going with? Jobs in the economy. Rural broadband. Okay, that's pretty cool. Transparency and anti-corruption. Okay. Veteran services. Good. Constituent services. This all seems very fucking vague, but let's fucking look at it. I have fought for freedom. Disinformation. Dark money has no place in our democracy. That's good. No corporate PACs or super wealthy. Okay. What the fuck does constituent services mean? No matter your background, Northwest Georgia on the Cape Patriot. 90s. Okay. Word. Okay, that's good. Cool. Veteran services, we could probably take a guess. Health, homelessness, connecting to job retraining programs. Shut the fuck up, I don't care about your emergency. I will work to improve. Okay, that's good. Jobs in the economy. Okay, what's your shit? Manufacturing, small businesses, the care economy. Okay. Let's see. Okay. That's yeah, whatever, sure, cool. Rural broadband. High-speed internet, this is holding us back. Our students will be left behind if they cannot access their coursework. Now businesses won't come here and existing businesses won't grow and survive. Telehealth won't be an option for, okay. All right, listen, completely grassroots. Shouldn't you be wearing chaps in a parade somewhere? Be all the gay you can be. Shouldn't you be taking this dick in your throat? Fan. Homophobic fuck. Anyways, so okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Georgia, vote for this motherfucker so that way we don't have to deal with this dumb bitch ever again. Please. Fuck's sake. God damn it, dude. America's a shit show. It really is.
Penniman also expressed concern about the quick strike networks of lawyers and DAs being created, suggesting that politically motivated poll workers could simply initiate a legal conflict at the polling place that disrupts voting and then use it as a vehicle for rejecting vote counts from that precinct. Come election day, you create massive failure of certification in Democratic precincts, Penniman said. The real hope is that you can throw the choosing of electors to state legislatures. So stop for a moment, let that sink in. We know that Trump and his goons legally were trying to do just that in states where he claimed there was fraud, like Arizona, Georgia. He was trying to get the state legislatures to send in rogue electors so they subvert the will of voters in those states. And now the GOP, before all of us, is building the legal and political infrastructure necessary to do just that. They're doing this out in the open, folks.
Yeah.
Out in the open. And we all acknowledge it. And I'm sure people are already aware that this is something that they're trying to do. But nobody's actually doing much to stop this when this is an actual threat to democracy. I mean, currently, I don't think it's hyperbole to say that democracy is on borrowed time in this country. And this is why voting rights was so important. And the fact that the Democratic Party failed to enact voting reform really could be the death knell in our democracy. Because if you don't address this at the federal level, what's being done at states, then once the GOP retakes power, they've established a framework to where they don't have to give it up.
Now, okay, I want to dispute that real quick. Why is there so much apathy on the left? Why? There is no apathy on the left. It's liberals. There was a debate that I saw between Vosh and a trans woman who was a centrist, and she could not grasp with her moderate fucking stupid mind how her very existence was under constant threat by the right. It's not the left that's apathetic. It's the fact that the left is not We're not militarized or mobilized sufficiently enough yet. And we don't have the numbers in comparison to center-left, moderate liberals who are too stupid and too privileged and too milquetoast and too suburbanized, more often than not, to see the looming cloud of fascism on the future forecast. And by future forecast, I don't mean next year, I mean next week. It says that there's, this huge, swath of reds and yellows and purples and indigos and whatnot coming over my area, but it's totally gonna be sunny. And it's like these people are so fucking delusional, they can't get past what they wish was reality instead of what is. It's liberals. Liberals are the fucking problem. They're stupid, and they're ignorant, and they're arrogant in their ignorance, just as much as conservatives. That's the issue. Everything's better now that Trump's gone, right? No. And boomer liberals too, yeah. Boomer liberals are just Republican light.
Get elected and then state, okay, we're done with elections. They're not going to be that overt, but they can more covertly steal democracy by just rigging the system further in their favor. They're already doing it with voter suppression and gerrymandering. So of course, all they have to do is wait out the Democrats, knowing that they will inevitably not be in power very much longer, and then that's when they pounce. Now take a look at some of these slides that Politico obtained. So this is from the RNC. It's titled Election Inspector and Poll Challenger Workshop, and the goal is to make it easy to vote and hard to cheat, apparently. But if you go to slide 2 here, the opposite is true. They're the ones trying to cheat. This is voter intimidation. They're equipping their trained thugs.
Tell the poll worker, I would like to challenge this voter. Shut the fuck up! I would like to challenge this voter. After the challenge is made and accepted, the challenged person takes the oath. After the oath has been administered, the precinct chairperson or a designated election inspector may question the challenged voter. Election law stipulates that the questions be confined to the person's qualifications as a voter, citizenship, age, residency, date of registration. A challenged voter is permitted to vote a specially prepared challenged ballot if the answers given under oath prove that he or she is qualified to vote in the district. A challenged voter may not vote if he or she refuses to take the oath, refuses to answer appropriate questions under oath, or is found to not be qualified to vote through the answers given under oath. A complete record of the challenge must be entered on the challenged voters page in the poll book. The record must include the name of the person making the challenge, the time of the challenge, the name, address, telephone number of the person challenged, and any other pertinent information. Call the hotline. This is absolutely voter intimidation, especially, really, if you think about that last part. The name of the person making the challenge. If I'm sympathetic to the person making the challenge and I see that person's name, I'm like, oh, okay, who is he challenging? Because I'm in the know just like he is. The name, address, and telephone number of the person challenged. Now we have potential for continued harassment after the challenge is made. And any other pertinent information, who is that up to? Who is that up to? Who determines what's pertinent information or not? This is absolutely voter intimidation. What oath are they even talking about anyways? I don't even know what the fuck. I do solemnly swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. That? I mentioned they would do this in a lot of black and minority communities, probably. If they're going to go dirty, let's do the same to them, challenge their voters. Yes! Actually, yes. Yes. Listen, shut up! I know you're dying. I know they say you can't fight fire with fire. But if the place is already burning to the ground, then at least make sure they themselves are on fire before they set you on fire in the burning house. Only one of you can come out alive. burn them. At this point, we have to go fire with fire. Like, we have to. Like, this is where they cornered us. We have to acknowledge collectively that we are a cornered animal, and it's time to go fucking rabid. Foam from the mouth. If this is the way that politics is going to go down anymore, there are serious integral, structural, and cultural elements that need fucking investigation and evaluation. This country needs some serious fucking change. Because, like, this is... Listen. We realize that this is a symptom, right? Like, this isn't the problem. This isn't a problem. This is a symptom. This is what happens when you just allow anti-democratic actors to continue on with what the fuck they're doing. This is what happens. If you have a bully and you just stop it, they're gonna get some fucking, they're gonna get off on that. They're just gonna keep on bullying you. But if you punch that bitch in the fucking face and you wail on that motherfucker, and you wail on that motherfucker, and you wail on that motherfucker, and you stomp on that motherfucker, and let them know not to fuck with you, they might stop fucking with you. Maybe we need to wail on these motherfuckers, politically speaking, Twitch, don't worry. For real, though. Rush Limbaugh, that motherfucker, started this whole thing? He did. Well, I don't know about start, but he definitely had a box of matches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who had the gasoline and the kerosene, but he had some matches. We gotta bully our bullies, dude. Like, seriously, we gotta fuck these motherfuckers up, dude. If you're a poll worker and you fucking and you come across this, accuse that person of voter intimidation immediately. Immediately. If anything, print this shit off, have it in your back pocket, and say, hey, what is this, by the way? Because, and like, ask them the question, like, okay, listen, if you want me to take an oath of honesty, I need you to take an oath of honesty. What does this say on page 2 right here? Is this the RNC training manual for how to challenge a voter right here? And what's this about? What does this exactly mean right here? Because right now, this sounds like voter intimidation. I'm feeling intimidated. I'm a voter. You're a voter. This is voter intimidation. I will not answer any of your fucking questions. Can I go back to counting ballots now? Let alone if you are actually casting your ballot. If you are casting your vote.
This is voter intimidation. They're equipping their trained thugs with knowledge needed to challenge voters on the basis of citizenship status or age. And if, you know, that voter wants to challenge that, well, that poll worker will have a lawyer or district attorney waiting on call to assist them. So just stop and think about how this might play out. If one of these Republicans, and most of these people who signed up, by the way, 5,600 have signed up, most of them at this meeting have vocalized their frustration over fraud in the stolen 2020 election. So these are already people who are not living in reality. But imagine if they see someone and they think that's not a citizen because they're brown. I want to see your citizenship papers. Show me proof that you're a citizen. That person could rightfully refuse because obviously that's racial profiling. And then what could happen? Well, they have a legal team at their beck and call. You don't understand how many ways they can use this. They can use this in a plethora of ways, and understand that it's not just Trump now. This is the RNC that is doing all of this plotting and scheming to kill democracy in the United States. They couldn't do this before because they weren't necessarily sure if their base would go for it. But what Trump demonstrated to the broader Republican Party is that actually their base is hungry for a power grab. And they would have the legitimacy that they didn't think they would have if they just straight up killed democracy. because they've been conditioned to think that they are victims. The right has been conditioned to think that the left and the media and everyone is out to get them specifically. So when you get them into this paranoid state, well, they're more susceptible to this idea that this is what we have to do. We have to take over democracy by force. Otherwise, what choice do we have? It's all really, really a huge warning sign. And I just don't feel like people are going to realize it until it happens.
Yeah.
So, there is the potential in the foreseeable future, within the next 5, maybe 10 years, that we're going to have an election and the Republican Party is actually going to steal that election. They're going to appoint rogue electors, send them to the Electoral College, and just have them choose who they want to be the president. They're already rigging it at the local level when it comes to Congress, and at the presidential level, the federal level, they're putting in place the legal infrastructure to do what they want. And then when that happens, and when people on the left cry fraud, rightfully so, then they're going to say, oh, well, you told us that we were lying, so you're just lying too. And their base will believe it. So keep a close eye to this and make sure that you continue to exert pressure on Democrats, call your representative, and make sure that they don't forget about the issue of voting rights. It is by far one of the most important issues that will impact American politics in the immediate future. And yes, there are more pressing issues that existentially threaten us, like climate change and whatnot. But if we don't have the power to vote and choose politicians who might want to fight climate change, then we can't address any other issue. So voting rights has to be number one right now. Exactly. And until Democrats enact this, then we have election theft literally by Republicans to look forward to, or at a minimum, voter intimidation. But their overall plot, it goes much deeper than just voter intimidation. They want to disrupt elections, cause a ruckus, so that way they can send in their own rogue electors.
I feel like, unfortunately, there's so many people. I just realized my light wasn't on this entire fucking time. Hi. There's so many people that don't understand. That if someone has a gun to you, and that gun is loaded, and that gun is cocked, the safety is off. The barrel is on you. People need to understand that that's a sign that they probably want to fucking kill you. We've had warning sign after warning sign. Like, I don't. What else do liberals fucking want? Oh no, we gotta save democracy after they already pulled the trigger? Like, where's the line in the sand for you fucking... Like, where's the... Liberals need to get radicalized so fucking bad, dude.